say in the plans for 2013 are to extend the Shoreditch Heartbreaker band, DJ-wise, a more steady flow of mixtapes. Radio, I'm in two minds about radio at the moment. To do it for the love or to pursue a station that's going to get me more trimmings around the edges, playouts, etc., maybe more notoriety. And then of course, yeah, the production side of things where it's a case of learning the discipline of it all. And that's, production-wise, the discipline. I don't think there's going to be too much stuff out saying that Avi's got one tune in the pipeline with an artist on it. She's got ideas of making videos and everything already, but still I'm just getting the tuning. I just get the fine tuning, the mastering, semi-mastering, the mix down. Yeah, that's it. Discipline and more of the same.
In regards to discipline, what kind of, elaborate a bit more about that. Is it kind of discipline in terms of being able to produce tracks or being able to produce more in a shorter space of time? What kind of discipline are you talking about in particular?
Well, I don't know, with music, it starts from like the discipline, your own personal discipline before it's even the skill of making the music, because you need to be able to dedicate the time. You need to be able to yourself to be motivated to advance, to say, I'm going to keep doing better and going to get better each time. So discipline is very, what's the word?
Kind of
all-encompassing, yeah, exactly, all-encompassing. Every discipline, my own discipline. Say to myself, okay, I'm going to get up in the morning, 9 o'clock, I'm going to turn on the computer. I'm not even going to make a beat, I'm just going to chop up samples for 3 hours, which at the end of doesn't seem like you've done anything. But then 2 weeks later, when you've made a beat out of those chopped up samples, you'll be like, yeah, that's the one. So the discipline full stop.
What kind of genre of music are you looking to produce? Are you going to stay within the remit that you know of house, or are you going to bridge out into others?
I'd actually go to far saying I've never actually made a house tune yet. I would guess my niche will be experimental, partly because I'm not trained and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just freestyling, trying to get what sounds right. So yeah, I think experimental, EDM as they say, EDM.
What, experimental digital music, is that?
Electronic dance music is like in the States, that's what it'd be like, EDM. It's all EDM, trap music, house music, dubstep, all that. So yeah, EDM, let's say EDM.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of, I mean, you mentioned the word artist. What kind of artists would you like to work with, whether it be this year, whether it be the future? What kind of artists would you like to work with in an ideal world?
When you work with people, from experience, it's hard to say. Like I could say I want to work with an artist that I like, but we might get in the studio and there might not be any chemistry. I'll work with anyone. There's no one in particular I really want to work with. I think I'll be more interested in who wants to work with me.
I mean, whose music at the moment is impressing you, whether it be vocally, whether it be production-wise, whether it be engineering-wise, as you mentioned earlier? Who's really kind of impressing you at the moment, and would you want to work with them?
Well, yeah, like we said before, we've got your Maya Jane Coles. She's doing amazing things. I'd love to get in the studio with her. So many artists. Clams Casino, the guy that had on the back of my freestyle video. I would love to just do a tune with him as me being a rapper, which even I have no interest in being, but I still like to do it. So anyone, I mean anyone. I work with anyone. I work with someone who doesn't even know how to make music. That's what I would like to envision, to say, what would you like? What kind of tune would you like to make? And then obviously it would be both our tunes, but I would say, okay, we're gonna sample this, we're gonna do this, let's make it. You know what I mean? A lot of people in music, their egos get attached to things. So that's what I mean with working with people. When the ego gets attached to something, it's like, I've made this beat, I don't even want to change it too much, even though I'm making it with you, kind of thing. Like, you save the beat, keep it as your beat, let's take the same thing, and let's fuck with it. But some people don't want to do that. So anyone who's willing to be flexible and creative and try anything, yeah, no names, anyone.
So in terms of musically, whether it be production, whether it be DJing, because obviously you're doing both, what does DJ Laze Breaks stand for? And is that different to what Vasco Gumede stands for?
No, they're one in the same. What does Laze Breaks stand for? I think the best way, when it comes to house music, the best way I sum it up is I can go to a house night many times, not just one-off occasion. I go to many different house nights, hear many different DJs, and a good DJ I will hear them play 1, 2, 3 hour set and not hear one single tune that I've heard before, but yet still feel the whole vibe as if it's all familiar kind of thing. And that's, I think, the feeling you get in good house clubs anyway, where everyone's positive. They hear a tune, they've only heard 2 bars of it, and they're ready, their hands in the air. And it's, just the feeling straight away from the first drop or even the build up. So I say that's what I try and represent, to be able to, a timeless sound where you can't pick out certain tunes and say, oh, I know that tune, this tune reminds me of that. More, this is just good music going round and round and round, kind of continually, forever.
Which do you prefer, DJing or producing?
I haven't got far enough into producing to give a good answer for that one, to be honest. I mean,
can you see yourself loving production as much as you love DJ?
Oh yeah, definitely. But there's something about DJing, and I say back to what I stand for with the mixtapes and that. I would say, in some sense, I do see when I make a mixtape as a production. It's not just a mixtape, which is easy to make. And people say, why don't you just make a mixtape like this? I said, nah, because anyone can go and do that mix. But I know my mixes are unique. So there's a production element in what I do. Especially now, the digital age, I think for a lot of producers, I would say Maya, Jane Coles, and a whole lot of other people, the digital side of production has filtered and spilled into DJing. So I suppose where I would really see it is them both being one in the same. That's probably the best answer. Not one actually going and making a beat in front of the crowd, with the crowd, even sample them, say, look, this is a tune I made before I got here. You lot want to say something? No. You lot on the tune now, yeah, this is the tune from this night. Yeah. It can be done. And there's no pressure to release it then. It's just something that might just be on YouTube, but it can be out there. It can exist now in this digital age, along with all the cats falling over, getting 20 million views.
Interactivity in music, is it the future?
I think the interactivity in music now is the fact that it's accessible to everyone. So rather than maybe having a night, like we said, where I could say, call a girl from the front of the stage and say something, and then she's going to be on the tune, and it's going to be immortalised for as long as we're here. It's more, you can get people to bring their stuff. The programs, the phones, you've got iPhone, Cubase, Reason, Logic, all on there now. So you could literally have a jam where everyone is Bluetooth together, send this bit, then how are we going to do this? It'd be hard to organise, but it could be done. But yeah, the interactivity, I think everyone can make music now, so that's where the interactivity lies. It's a double-edged sword, like we said before, because it means that there's a lot of garbage out there as well.
I mean, it's in terms of the future of kind of electronic music and it's electronic dance music. Where do you see the future? Where do you see the future going? Do you see more producers, but are there going to be more producers but less quality, or is it going to be, or
there's going to be more producers, and more quality and more producers and more shit.
Why?
That's the nature of the beast, because it's accessible for everyone now. So with the digital age, when the digital era began, the people that had the access to the digital equipment, they had the money to be in a studio and to do it. So you can listen to them now, the old school tunes, even some of the rare groove tunes, and they say, well, this tune's really not that great a tune. But the people who made it were musicians. So when they were messing around with their little 8-bit sounds, they were playing them properly. But to the average ear, doesn't hear that. They just hear the sound. So when you go to a keyboard and go, dang, your ear recognises something else in that sound that's not the actual quality of the original, but it's still the dang sound. So if there's a big resurgence in analog music, that will push digital music forward more. This country is not like that. It'll probably be more likely to come from another country, maybe Brazil, one of these musical countries where you're going to have the kids who all know how to play instruments. As this digital stuff starts to trickle down to them more in their poorer communities, all of a sudden there'll be another probably explosion of something more musical but digital at the same time. I think the future's good. The future's good. I think house music's been getting progressively better for the last 3 years, I'll say, 4 years. I'll say just after the dubstep peak is when engineering, they really pushed, obviously drum and bass as well, pushed the digital engineering levels up here. And it's a big debate about how do you mix tunes down low or high. But at the end of the day, when you've got something that's up here and it sounds good, there's no arguing with it because it's just bang in your face. So I think there's a good future, hopefully with me as a part of it. And yeah, it's good. The accessibility and the broadness of it is a beautiful thing, I think.